British-raised tattoo artist Jordan James Park has a slight obsession with Kim Kardashian. About 4 years ago, he decided he wanted fuller lips like Kim, so he went in for a little extra definition. Then, according to Jordan, they just got bigger and bigger. Of course, that didn't happen on its own. Jordan had several more lip augmentations performed, along with Botox injections, a nose job, and those strange eyebrows, which are tattoos. In 2015, Jordan appeared on the ETV series Botched, in which renowned plastic surgeons Paul Nassif and Terry Dubrow try to help patients whose procedures have gone horribly wrong. Jordan enlisted the duo's help when his lips began leaking collagen out of the sides. Despite this, he still wanted his lips to be even bigger. But Nassif and Dubrow told him there was nothing they could do to help him, and recommended taking his lips down a size or 6. Dubrow even warned Jordan point blank, "It's all fun and games until your lips fall off, and then you've got a major irreversible problem." Jordan was hearing none of it, saying that his lips make him who he is, and that he would be normal and boring without them. If you're going to model yourself after somebody famous, it's probably best to pick someone real, and not a cartoon character with deliberately unrealistic proportions. But don't tell that to Penny Brown. She spent years pumping up the size of her breasts and shrinking the size of her waist in an effort to look as much as she can like her idol, Jessica Rabbit. Despite already having a smaller waist and being well endowed, Penny managed to take her breasts from an H cup to an O cup and shrink the size of her waist by a startling 15 inches. She did this by wearing a corset 23 hours a day for nearly 2 years, which is known to be a health hazard and can actually move your organs around inside your body. Penny, however, says that this doesn't really apply to her, perhaps because she thinks she is an actual cartoon character. Despite the obvious health risks, Penny's husband is supportive and says that her shape is exciting and interesting. And even though her current look is rather extreme, she says she's still not done. She wants to keep getting breast enhancements until they're as big as they can possibly get, while shrinking her waistline even more. Before deciding to transform herself, Latvian model Victoria Wild worked at a desk job in the fashion industry and looked like your average fresh-faced and attractive young woman. But after spending close to $40,000 on surgeries and augmentations, she's gone from girl next door to human sex doll. A college graduate with a business degree, Victoria decided that life would be easier and more interesting if she could exploit her looks and sex appeal professionally. Or as she puts it, it's easier to make money when you're beautiful. She claims to constantly receive hate mail and even death threats from religious groups and individuals, telling her she is going to hell for tempting men by being too sexy for their mortal eyes. While it's safe to say that there are a fair number of men who do not find this look attractive in the least, Victoria is now making a 6-figure income performing and modeling in Latvia, Italy, and France. Born in Saint-Étienne, France, Orlan, always rendered in all capital letters, has been a prominent figure on the international art scene for decades. Her distinguished career began in the 1960s, and she is currently a professor at the Sergi Pontiol National School of Art. While she has worked in many mediums, she is perhaps best known for her work in plastic surgery in the 1990s. That's right, Orlan may be the only person in the world to be recognized for her use of plastic surgery as an artistic medium. Her project, The Reincarnation of Saint Orlan, began in 1990 and involved a series of procedures that gave the artist different features from famous paintings and sculptures of women. The goal is to attain the ideal of female beauty as depicted by male artists throughout the centuries. For example, she modeled her chin on Botticelli's Venus and her forehead on Mona Lisa. These exhibitions have been very well received as a bold artistic statement. Orlan describes her identity as nomadic, mutant, shifting, and deferring, and her work as a struggle against the innate, the programmed, nature, DNA, and God. Maria Cisterna, from Guadalajara, Mexico, is a former attorney and mother of 4 who saw tattoos and body modification as a way to reclaim her identity after years of domestic abuse. One look at her and it's easy to see why local residents simply refer to her as the Vampire Lady. Aside from covering nearly her entire body in tattoos, Maria has had a number of body modifications that most consider to be quite extreme. The gigantic hoops in her earlobes might catch your attention at first, until you notice her forehead. Maria has had no fewer than 10 subdermal implants, which look like demonic horns or ridges underneath the surface of her skin. Maria travels the world with her friend and partner as a successful video jockey and gives talks to women who have also suffered domestic abuse. She says that while neighbors used to cross the street whenever they saw her coming, most have now gotten used to her appearance and treat her like a neighborhood celebrity. Vanilla Chamu says she was teased for being ugly throughout her childhood. Because of this, she had always wanted to look like a French doll, which are very popular in her native Japan and are held up as a standard of beauty. She spent many years and over $100,000 to make it happen over the course of over 3 dozen procedures, and the difference between her pre-surgery appearance and her current look is nothing short of shocking. Vanilla appeared on a Japanese television show called Is There Something Wrong With Me?, where she disturbed the show's judges with her apparent addiction to plastic surgery and completely Western appearance. She says she is unlikely to ever stop having surgeries, as she can never come close enough to being the perfect French doll. Not content with totally altering her face, Vanilla even told the judges that she wants to get leg lengthening surgery, which is an incredibly expensive, painful, and risky procedure, all in the pursuit of being an actual living doll. But the show's producers didn't exactly see her that way, referring to her instead as a cyborg. While there has been more than one contender for the title of Human Barbie, Ukrainian model Valeria Lukyanova is probably the closest to the real thing, even if she doesn't necessarily think so herself. Despite being the spitting image of the popular doll, she says she just thinks of herself as a classy girl who likes makeup, and finds the nickname degrading and insulting. Of course, this hasn't stopped her from using the hashtag Barbie in a great many of her social media posts. Valeria seems to be of two minds about most aspects of her controversial appearance. She says that people who take issue with her appearance aren't seeing her for who she is on the inside, an odd complaint from someone who has spent so much time and money altering her look. While she has never detailed all of her procedures, she's admitted to having breast augmentation, and it's been speculated that she may have had several ribs removed in order to give the appearance of a smaller waistline. The human not Barbie also claims to be able to time travel and speak with aliens. The second person on our list to obsess over the enhanced looks of Kim Kardashian, Mila Sinanaj, may not have had the most bizarre surgeries available. She has, however, taken her Kim fandom to ridiculous extremes. First, she dated Kim's ex, Kris Humphries, in 2012. After that relationship fell apart, she spent an incredible $30,000 on a number of procedures, including breast augmentation, lip injections, and liposuction, all in an effort to make herself look as much like Kim as possible. The creepiness, however, does not end there. Mila put out her own sex tape starring herself and a Kris Humphries lookalike, during which Kim's infamous sex tape with Ray J is actually playing in the background. She's also accused Khloe Kardashian's husband Lamar Odom of hitting on her on multiple occasions, and even recorded her own questionable pop single, just like Kim. Filipino Herbert Chavez is a man obsessed. Since falling in love with the character as a child, he dreamed of one day becoming Superman, and since the age of 19 has done everything in his power to make his dream a reality. Herbert has spent a small fortune on a number of unconventional procedures, including skin whitening, jaw realignment, and even pectoral and abdominal implants. These got him into trouble with doctors Nassif and Dubrow when Herbert appeared on Botched, looking to have yet another abdominal procedure. The doctors found that he had been using a very risky filler that is not approved for use in the US, and advised him that the risks of another procedure outweighed the benefits by far. While he was disappointed, Herbert said that he had no regrets about any of his astonishing 23 surgeries. He regularly goes out walking around his neighborhood in full Superman costume, talking to children and teaching them about good morals. While many of his procedures, such as his cleft chin and implants, require regular maintenance, he gets a good deal in return for promoting his plastic surgeon's practice, and has no plans to turn his back on the superhero lifestyle anytime soon. Christina Butel got the inspiration for her life's goal from the most unlikely of sources. While on vacation as a teenager, she had a caricature drawing of herself made, and instantly became jealous of it. She says that it looked glamorous, and like everything she wanted to be. So as soon as she could, she began spending every last spare dime trying to make herself look as much as possible like her own caricature. Starting at the age of 17, she spent an amazing $150,000 on Botox, lip injections, semi-permanent makeup work, and 5 breast augmentations, pushing her current cup size to a 36K. Amazingly, she says she's not even close to being done. In addition to more injections and augmentations, she wants to move on to implants, particularly in her rear end and lips. That's because the caricature is always there to show her what more needs to be done, and Christina says she won't stop until she's every bit as glamorous as the portrait. Those beachfront artists probably never go to work intending to change anyone's life, but at least one did. We'll let you decide if it was for the better.